What's up, my friends? It is good to be back, El Jefe, with my man, Spiro, Mr. Glass Half Full. It's good to see your beautiful face again. I've been
You too,
out of,
buddy.
out of commission for what seems like forever, but it's good to be back in the bright lights of my office here.
Dude, that shit. I'll tell you what. That whatever it is chasing people around. This virus. It's stomach virus, flu virus, whatever the hell it is. It's this big thing that's coming for everybody right now, dude.
I've just been
It's
slapped.
wild.
I've been slapped lately. Just flu, corona, uh, what is this? Sinus infection.
Yeah, whatever.
All of
You
it.
name
It's
it.
all.
You've had it.
I've just been in a constant state of like I just can't shake it. So that's why I couldn't do a video this week. I couldn't join the podcast on Tuesday. So
We missed you. I missed you.
Just need to get myself right.
Yeah. Hey.
I remember I sent it to you. Did you get a chance to? Did you use the clip of the Eagles fans dropping the food?
No, I didn't. I was too much going on in my mind.
Yeah.
But I would love to see it again if you have that, because it's always good for everybody.
It's just so beautiful. So we'll just start off with this quick clip here of. I want you, if you can, pay attention to how the guy on the right is holding this thing. So it's a massive stadium of snacks, and they're about to go down into their basement. And the best part is the evil laugh from the wife holding the camera.
So good.
It's by far the best part. So check this out.
You love it.
Devastation.
Beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh my God. It's just an Eagle fan, right?
It took me a few watches, but at the end you can see he's wearing an Eagles hoodie, and it just makes it so great.
It's beautiful. It's
absolutely fantastic.
And I feel for the guy at the end too, who's just like, fuck this, man. Like, he was so pissed off. He spent countless time on that. I
have a feeling it was his son carrying it like a little bitch,
like an idiot,
right? like a little millennial, and he was pissed, and he's gonna I feel like that kid lives in his house rent free, and he's gonna punish him for that, and he should be,
as he should.
The guy, he was pinching it. He was pinching it. That thing had to weigh 50 pounds. It was massive. Anyway, welcome to a special Friday episode. We're going to try and sprinkle in these little shows during the week to supplement our longer Tuesday shows, because sometimes you don't get to everything. Sometimes there's more fun stuff to talk about. We got Giants Washington, which, if you believe in having a chance this season, it's an absolute must-win game. It's a playoff game, division rival, huge game for the Giants to try and get back on track. They've lost 3 or 4. And it's a huge game for the Giants. And everybody is also gearing up for their fantasy football playoffs. So we could touch on that a little bit. Me and Spiro are in a league together. And I don't know if we've properly told the story of your entrance. This is a league I've been running for 5 years or so. And I had one of my buddies, actually Carlos, dropped out because he finally admitted that he doesn't care about fantasy football. He's just going through the motions. But he dropped out. So Spiro took his spot. And on the night, me and Spiro talk multiple times every single day. So this is almost impossible that it never came up what he had to do to activate his team, to be the manager of his team. We just never talked about it. So now it's the night of the draft. He is the man. He was willing to drive here to be here live for the draft. Only 3 or 4 guys were actually live. And all of a sudden the draft is starting. I told him it was starting. He was like, okay. But he was not set up.
No,
to draft the team.
I just thought I was going to come in and just smoothly transition in like an idiot. And little did I know, disaster struck.
So I think you were picking 7th or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, wow, it's about to be Spiro's turn. And all of a sudden, 10 seconds into his clock, he picks Jamar Chase. And it's like, damn, dude's live drafting from his car. This guy's multitasking. Look at this guy. And then next pick, Joe Mixon. It's like, all right, well, got the Bengal thing going on. Nice 1-2 punch. Then third round, T. Higgins. It's like, wait a second. So then the guy shows up. We realize that he's not he's getting auto drafted, and they just happen to be Bengals. So why don't you tell him your team name?
Yeah. So I had to lean into it, and I went big into the Bengals thing. I ended up picking up Burrow. Anybody I can get my hands on from
McPherson.
Bengals. Yeah, I was going to name myself the Cincinnati Bengals.
Bengals.
Bengals. Sorry. So I had to go with that. I leaned into it. I have since now taken the team apart a little bit. I kept Burrow.
You traded me T. Higgins.
Yeah. Yes, traded you T. Higgins. I traded away Mixon. A little too much, a little too Bengals heavy. But I'm going to keep the name because we're fighting strong. We started in the basement, obviously. So we talked about the first 3 picks, but I missed 7 picks until I got the whole disaster squared away with Jeff. I missed about 7 picks. Tough to come into a new league like that. I had bad vibes, but we turned them around. We're sitting at 5-7. We got the points, and we are right in the thick of their race for that 6th spot, Jeff. Don't look back now.
You are alive. You were in the basement. You were in the basement for the majority of this season. But you have found yourself with your point total in 7th or 8th place, like in a position to sneak into the playoffs. Top 6, make it to 10-team league. I'm just going to pull up the standings real quick.
We're in it. We are in it.
Who's in the lead in that league?
Oh, that'd have to be the Hefe himself.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. No humble brag there. Nice humble brag.
Cincinnati Bengals, 7th place, looking to make a move. You've got like the 4th most points though. Like
and I just got Jamar Chase back. Let's go. We're cooking, baby. We're cooking with guys.
You just need one person to slip
little rub and tug with Chase and Burrow.
Excuse me.
I'd love to see that. Yeah, you're right.
Bengals are heating up too. You got him at a good time. So if Chase is healthy, he's going to eat.
They're going to be a force again in the AFC. They're peaking at the right time. Everybody just wrote them off because I think they had a rough start, but they are cooking now. They're getting Chase back.
I've got them as a top 4 team in the AFC. I think they're right there again.
After you look at KC,
Chiefs, Bills.
After that, it's just kind of a free fall after that.
Yeah, like I think Tennessee is tough. They're tough out. Yeah, but since he's right there, because they could score in bunches. Imagine that. Imagine having a team that just bombs the ball and can fucking score points at will. Jesus.
Oh God! Listen, and it's funny because I would take probably their top 3 wide receivers as our number 1 right now. But Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, even Boyd.
Yeah.
They throw Hurst. They just throw Hurst in there. They got weapons galore, man. I would love to. Hopefully, in the near future, man. We need it. We really need it. But hey, let's start talking about some Giants here because we're getting some troops back. It's a big week, Jeff. Let's enough about the AFC right now. It's a big week, and like I said in the podcast on Tuesday night, game of the year to date. I know everybody wanted to win on Thanksgiving. It would have been nice. A little breakout performance would be cool, but we were so depleted. You look at the list of people that are coming back this week, night and freaking day, the roster. So, I mean, game of the week. What's your thoughts going into the game? How you feeling?
My first thought is, congrats Dallas for beating the Giants by 1 possession for a team that was missing double-digit fucking starters on an already depleted roster. Congratulations. You have the fucking nerve to try and you got the nerve to try and rub that in our face like you own us. That was our 3rd team out there.
Third team
joke.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's worse than our rosters in worse shape than a lot of the leagues to begin with. Then you tack on half the roster being injured.
Half the roster, 4 draft picks, ACLs, unprecedented. I would say unprecedented, but it's every fucking year with us.
Every year.
But anyway,
every year, bro.
Giants Washington is actually a really, really tough matchup. And I think it's going to be a tough game. Giants won't beat anybody big, but don't expect them to blow out Washington by any stretch because on paper, they actually play kind of similar. They want to run the ball and they want to play good defense. And they've got talent. They've got more talent than the Giants do. They've got mediocre quarterback play, just like we do. But they have a stud wide receiver, which we don't. So I think that's a big advantage for Washington. We got nobody that's going to shut Terry down. If Terry wants to go, they got
kind of two. Samuel too. Don't sleep on him.
He's good. He's definitely good. Yeah. He's a good veteran. He's solid. He's certainly better than he's better than Slayton, right? He's a more reliable receiver. And Slayton is sick. I don't know if you've heard this.
Yeah,
like he's not practicing.
not
He's probably got what I got.
He's got the thing.
He's got the thing. But this is a day where Slayton could totally eat too, because if they have a weakness, it's their secondary. And I don't know. What are you expecting from a game plan for the Giants? Is anything going to change? Like we've had 10 days off and getting a lot of people back.
I think it's huge. I think the 10 days is so underrated. Like it's a mini bye, man. And again, I think they purposely almost, I know they don't think like this, but in my mind, I think they chalked up the Dallas game to an L. They're like, we don't expect, even if we were at 100%, it was going to be tough to win this game. So let's rest everybody, give them another 10 days and have them raring to go for the game that really matters, because they need to get this 8th win. They need to get back on the winning streak. They need to get Washington off their backs in the division.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a monster game. So Aziz is coming back. You have possibly Brederson. You have Neal. Bellinger, hopefully. And I can't tell you, each one of these people are so huge, considering what I just said before. Our depth and our talent overall is just dog shit. Every single player that is a starter material is massive to get back.
Yeah.
So I think it changes a lot, man. I think we get back to running the ball. You got Gates in there who looks great now. He's the addition like that we didn't really see coming. And hopefully the offensive line with Neal and Brederson, they get rolling again. We need Saquon to be Saquon. That's what we need, man.
I'm hoping these 10 days helped his shoulder heal back so that he can be dangerous again, because he has not been himself, obviously, the last 2 games.
No.
So what are your thoughts on, we have Neal back. We know that on the right side. He's got that. But we have Feliciano and Gates, who I love Gates. I want Gates on the field. But I feel like they're leaning Feliciano to start. I'm wondering, what do you think they're going to do with Gates? He's a Swiss Army knife. He'll play wherever you tell him to play.
I know. I hate it. They need to find a way for him to get in the lineup. I don't care where it is. Left guard, right guard, center. Doesn't matter. His attitude and his nastiness and his versatility is needed. Get his ass in there, man. Get his ass in there. They look like a different team in the middle now. Like they fixed the middle. Evan Neal can hopefully get the right side going. It's tough though. They need to gel. They need to gel again. It's like another lineup that you have to learn the other person next to you how they play. So I understand why they want Feliciano back in the middle. Gives a little bit more, familiarity with the other guys. I don't know where Brederson at. Did they say if Brederson's playing? Because I haven't really seen a real good update on him. I'd like to see him take that one left guard spot, and Glowinski to take the other spot. But you know what? In my opinion, I think Glowinski's been the worst of the bunch. He's just been there. He's been available. But I think if you replace him with a Gates, you're getting an upgrade. I do believe that.
Well, now at least we're starting to talk about good problems where it's like, well, who should we start? Because we got these like starter quality guys available, as opposed to like what kind of Scotch tape are we using this week? Exactly. I like this. I like this point by Sarge here, because I totally agree.
Yes. They look so much more fresh.
They do. I mean, Brightwell's hitting the holes hard, man.
Yes.
And I don't know, like those are the same gaps. I don't know if maybe they loosened up the box because it wasn't Saquon back there. That's probably a factor. They're not expecting too much there. But Breida, I think, is dangerous with the ball in his hands too. So as special as Saquon is, I think they rode him a little hard considering he wasn't that healthy.
Yes. He was there, everything.
Put the guy on a pitch count. There's no reason he needs to be pass blocking if his shoulder is fucked up. Like give the guy, and especially if you're going against Dallas, a team that you're completely overmatched against, try to get these other guys going and give the defense a little bit more to worry about. But Breida and Brightwell, I would like to see both get more reps. Assuming we win this game and we are looking like a playoff team, you want Saquon 100% for that. And you want to ride him in that wild card round, ride him. Go ahead. That's fucking, there's no tomorrow at that point.
Right.
But for now, these guys are healthy. These guys don't have a lot of miles on them, so use them.
I think they earned more snaps too with that Thanksgiving game. Like they showed their worth a little bit. So get them out there. Kafka gets a little bit creative with them too. I like what they were doing. A little misdirection when Brightwell was in. It got him some easy yards. So scheme it up for him, and just like you said, you got to keep Saquon fresh, because there's no surprise that now the offense is wearing down. And Saquon's wearing down at the same time. You need him 100% healthy. He's looked kind of like the shell of his former self. Part of it is the run blocking has been rough. It's been rough because of everybody in and out of the lineup. They're getting their blockers back. Let's set this up here because, like, Saquon is our everything. But I want to ask you this, Jeff. These last 3 weeks, it's felt like before these last 3 weeks, like it was almost a certainty Barkley's back. Does this current stretch throw a little seed of doubt back into it? Because at the beginning of the season, we're like, he's gone. Like, they need to get rid of him. And then we're like, he's our MVP.
And it's like, he needs to be a giant.
Yeah. So where do we stand now after those 3 weeks? And do you need to see a nice close to really seal it for you, for him to come back?
I think you're right on a couple of levels there. The vibe before the season was definitely, this is a rebuild year. It's a free year. There's no cap space. This is kind of like, see what you got. Ride Saquon. Let Daniel Jones sling it. And they've done one of two of those things. They definitely are not letting DJ sling it. And that's something I would like to see change, not only this weekend, but for the rest of the season. I think Saquon still is going to get a franchise tag, and I think that's the right move for him because it's around $10 million. He's on a long-term deal. He's going to get more than that because he's going to be a top 3 option, assuming he plays out and is healthy and everything. So franchise him. I could see him coming back either way. That's not a guy you just let walk out the door, but you also, if he's like McCaffrey money or nothing, then sorry, goodbye. We gotta move on at that point.
Yeah, that's a fact. And again, same could be said for a lot of, like, they're gonna have to draw some lines here. Shane's gonna have to draw some serious lines with Julian Love, with Dex, with AT. You almost just got to open the Brinks truck for him, but he's the one. He's got no lines.
We got one more year of AT though. Is that next off?
Right.
The following season?
Right. And now McKinney, there's a lot of young talent here that you're gonna have to make tough decisions on. And lastly, there's some talent that's not here that you're gonna have to make a decision on. One being the OBJ.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it real quick.
Real quick.
And by real quick, I mean as long as it takes.
God.
I know it's been talked about a lot. So I'm looking at it as a win-win, and that's my official position.
That's how you should. Yep.
Giants need help. He's a familiar face. It would be a lot of fun. It would be a media dream. But part of me is skeptical about going after what's fun because I was excited about Galladay, as a lot of Giants fans were, and completely burnt by that one of the worst free agent contracts of all time. That's up there with Nate Solder. I mean, that is an epically bad contract. But it depends what the price is for Saquon. I still think
that's all it is.
It's in his best interest to go to Buffalo for this year and get his long-term deal in the offseason because he's competing with Allen Lazard and Juju in the free agent market. He will get paid, assuming he plays like Odell, assuming he's like healthy, at least LA Odell. If he's that guy that makes a couple of big catches a game and he can still flash and get open and run routes, then he'll get his money because he's Odell.
Right.
Someone's going to pay him.
He's done a brilliant job, by the way. His PR team and his agent, they've done a great job cooking this up for a 30-year-old coming off of 2 ACLs.
I keep getting mixed signals. Like, no one's going to say the dinner didn't go well. Like, how could it not go well? You're just going. You're going out to dinner and you're millionaires. Like, yeah, that's going to be a good time no matter what the situation.
True.
But Dable was probably.
Steak.
I think Dable is so good with players that he probably showed off a little bit on how cool he is to Odell. To be honest with you, Odell's probably like, this guy's fucking cool. Like, this is
right.
This is not Joe Judge. This is not Pat Shermer. This is a good coach.
Because you think about it, that's a difference maker though between the other. Like, if you talk about Bills and Cowboys have clearly the worst coach. And Sean McDermott, he's not. I don't think he's that personality that Dable is. So I think the offensive guy, cool personality. We might have an advantage there. Just saying.
You're absolutely right. And the other inside track is, Shep and Barkley like Dabes. Seeing how into it Shep has been since he got hurt. But like, it's so weird because you've got now these two voices, two of his best friends inside the building saying, this coach is legit, man. Like, it is awesome here. Like, let's do this together. The other side of it,
not be together.
Neither of those guys are under contract next year. And they have complete uncertainty at the quarterback position. Daniel Jones may walk. He may very well walk. They can't pay everybody.
You like to think that they're they're not as collusion going on, but I think deep inside, I think Shep's going to come back for one more year and they're just going to give him, bare minimum because he's not going to get
$1 million or whatever.
Nobody's going to give him money coming off all those injuries. Saquon, you like to think there's also a little bit of a handshake agreement. Barring how this closes, I still think he's coming back, like you said,
one way
or franchise deal. So I think they're going to just let's go through this together. We got a good coach. Whatever happens next year happens. A little bit of that. But, it's crazy because, like you said, he should do a 1-year deal and go to Buffalo, win a Super Bowl, and come back. But a guy coming off of 2 ACL surgeries, that's a huge risk, man. It takes one play for you to get for 18+ million the next 2 years to nothing. Because if he gets another ACL,
31 done. Off a third
Done.
Major injury, right?
I don't see him come back out there. So I understand why he wants a little bit more of that.
Sure.
Yeah. In a perfect world, you go. But here's my thought with the Super Bowl and going to Buffalo. Realistically, you go win a Super Bowl in Buffalo. Nobody's gonna say Odell won this Super Bowl. This is Odell's Super Bowl. Nobody's gonna say that. It's a Josh Allen Super Bowl.
It's LA all over again.
Exactly. He's just riding shotgun, even more so than in the LA year. I feel like. So, as for a pride thing, I don't think Odell. I think Odell wants more. He wants more of that pride. Yeah. I think if he comes to New York, whether they win or lose this year, I don't think it matters. But if he ever came to New York and got them to that next level in the next 2 to 3 years, that's going to be Odell's thing. It's going to be like everybody's like, he came back to New York. It's because of Odell. Like there's nothing.
It could be a LeBron back to Cleveland.
Yes, it's not going to compare. It's going to pale in comparison to winning in Buffalo and winning in Dallas. And I feel like there's a little bit of that in Odell. Not a little bit. I think there's a lot of it. He loves that spotlight, the limelight, and I think he does feel like there's unfinished business here. So there's that huge factor, I think, plus his friends, plus the coach. And I don't think the money's going to be that different, to be honest with you. I don't think the money's going to be that different. He's a very
rich man already.
I know.
And he's going to have opportunities 100%. The rest of his life. So
100%.
I don't know if you need to go to I don't know. Do you need to go to a shit city that you don't want to go to just because it's an extra $1 million?
Right. If it's $5 million, fine. I understand. Like $5 million. I don't think it's going to be that big. And
I love how we're downplaying $1 million.
It's just going to be a couple mil. But
it's
realistically, for Odell, it's one sponsorship, and he could get that in a snap in New York. That's really
what New York has to offer too.
Yeah, like in a snap of fingers. So I don't think the money thing's going to be a big issue. And I do like, and someone said it, I think it was Sal in one of the spaces, I do like that these other teams, or maybe it's Dash, are behind us because they're going to set the market. We're all probably going to be either on the same page or someone's overspending. I'm going to hate it if we overspend, but I feel like everybody will realistically set the market for him and realize he's not getting 20 million. He's probably shouldn't even get 15 million. If he's in that other range below there, all bets should be off, and you're all playing on the same.
I think fair for him is 8 to 12, being what he's done in the league. But the age and the injury, 8 to 12 is fair. If his camp is asking for stupid numbers, then keep in mind, Joe Shane just landed his dream job that he has been working towards his entire professional career.
Right.
And he got it in New York. And he got to hire his friend and the head coach. Like, they're not going to go broke for a risk move.
No.
So if Odell really wants to be here, he'll be here, right? Because it won't be
about
money. Because he's already rich. Like, if he really wants to be here, he'll just play here.
Agreed. Sorry, keep going.
You're good.
Keep going.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think we are going to learn a lot about this front office too. Are they playing games? Are they trying to drive up Dallas's price, or are they really in it? Like, is this a front office that fucks with people, or when they're in on somebody, are they really like in? We're going to find out about that, like, because there's so much smoke now. There is tons of smoke. I don't think this front office is playing games. I think they truly think they have a shot, and I don't think money's an issue because they wouldn't have taken it this far. They wouldn't have taken it this far if they thought it was like a couple million here, a couple million there. They're battling and they're in it all the way at the end. Now let's see why. Let's see where it shakes out.
The one thing that is discouraging for the whole thing, and again, I'm staying down the middle because I see the positive of both sides, right? Like, if it doesn't work out, I hope he doesn't go to Dallas.
Please no.
Like, go to Buffalo. Just go to Buffalo.
Yeah, fine.
If you're not going to come here. The Giants need to get cash healthy, and they have a lot of players they need to sign. I think they're drafting at least 2 wide receivers next year. I think one will be a very high pick, first 2 rounds. wide receiver. So I think there's a positive to them not getting Odell because it does come with some risk on the other side. It's a huge name, a guy that can produce, but we don't know what he is anymore. He's not rookie contract Odell.
Yeah.
So if you think you're getting that Baltimore game with a minute left where he
No.
takes a slant to the house, he's not that dude anymore.
No.
And he's not going to be at 30 after these injuries. But if he can get back to running those routes, he can be a guy that can consistently beat man coverage, which means they have to keep an eye on him, opens up Saquon, opens up everything. Also, I think we're getting Bellinger back too, which is so understated.
Can't wait to see the visor. Can't wait to see the visor, baby.
I hope he has a Justin Tuck face mask, just like I'm mad.
Just come out looking scary. Listen to what you're saying. Yes, Odell comes here. He's automatically the second he steps on the field, our best route runner, and it ain't even close. There's a trust factor that's going to be there that we have nobody. And you say about next year's wide receiver room, these two rookie wide receivers are going to come in and like, where the hell is everybody? Because it's fucking empty. It's going to be empty. Slayton might be pricing himself out of our like signing him back now. We were thinking about cutting him. Yeah, someone's going to spend money on him now next year. The Giants don't have we didn't even think about Slayton being as one of our re-signs. Now, like putting that into the mix, we might lose Slayton. So that's another reason why possibly OBJ should be counted on. Even if he's just a body, we need bodies in that room. Yeah. And again, I pose this too. If he wasn't a free agent until next year, I feel like there'd be more Giants fans just clamoring to get him because you look at next year's free agent list, nobody really has yet. It's just barren, just empty. And he is at the top of that list.
By the way, how fucking unlucky are the Giants? In a year that they have the 5th and 7th pick, no quarterbacks. No fucking quarterbacks. Imagine, you could have been in a position to get an absolute stud franchise quarterback, but there were none. There are no quarterbacks there. And then when we finally have some money and we need wide receivers, we gotta compete for the slums out there.
Yeah. It's hilarious. It's absolutely freaking hilarious.
A good point by Michelle in the chat here, talking about if you do well in New York, your post-career opportunities. There's no doubt about that. And the opportunity, should he win a Super Bowl here after coming back after getting drafted here, beyond legendary. Beyond legendary.
It's the it factor that those other two places cannot give Odell. Like, you go to Dallas, you'll celebrate the parade, you'll have a great time, you'll be a guy that won 2 Super Bowls. Same in Buffalo, you'll be reared there as a king, but in Buffalo, who gives a shit, obviously. But you come to New York, and the headlines will never stop, the stories will never stop. You're a king in the greatest fucking city in the world, man. Odell loves that.
I think he did love that attention, even through the goalpost, the kicking net shit he loved everything he did. He was on camera, and it was a fucking distraction because it even got the best of Tom Coughlin. Even in the game where he went nuts with Josh Norman, completely lost his cool. Tom Coughlin was like, "All right, get out there, Odell." Go. He didn't even scold him. That's Tom Coughlin. He could that's how big of a star Odell was here. Yeah. And Odell fucking loved it. He ate it up.
Jeff, let's wrap this up here. We don't want to keep everybody long because I know everybody's got to get back to work or whatever the hell you guys do on a Friday.
Nobody was working today. You see those Twitter spaces? Bullshit. Nobody was working today.
Loaded up. Again, R0 dominating that whole thing, man. Shout out to him. But all right. It comes down to it now. What do you think is going to happen on Sunday? What happens, Jeff? Tell me. 4:00. Where are we sitting?
The only way the Giants win is in a close, low 20s game. The Giants don't score 30. It's been 37 games. 37 games. That's over 2 seasons. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are out here averaging 30 points a game. They don't score 30. So if the Giants are going to win, it's going to be a 23-21 game. It's going to be that. And that's the only way it happens for the Giants. We know who they are. Giants 31. Every time I see someone predict Giants,
I said it too,
over 30 points, I'm like, based on what?
That was my exact score. And I'll tell you when you're done. Keep wrapping your shit up. You're low scoring.
Wrap your shit up, bro.
Wrap your shit up because you're negative shit up.
I am predicting a Giants victory. Just too many starters coming back. I think we get back in our good vibes. I think Dave's finally has some people to fucking work with. last 2 weeks were a joke with what the Giants had personnel wise. Wide receiver group is still a joke, but I think Saquon with 10 days rest gets back to being Saquon, and the Giants win 23-21. I'll shut up now. Go ahead, Spiro. Spiro, are you going to make a fucking prediction or what?
Yeah.
I got to get that clip. I got to get that clip and just have that in the bank.
Just have that stored away because I do tend to ramble. But listen, I think this is the offensive line that we have been waiting for weeks. I think Saquon needed every single day of that rest at home. And I think it's a back against the wall moment for this team, even though they're 7-4, saying, okay, better than we ever expected. It's back against the wall, 3 straight losses. They know the world's going to come crumbling down on them going into Philly if they lose this game. You got to win this game at home. Crowd's going to be ravenous. I think Taylor Heineke's due for a shitty game. And I think he's been riding pretty high. I think they're due for a little speed bump here. They're not that great, Commanders. And we're due for the opposite thing.
Thibodeau's due for a breakout game. Too.
Exactly. Thibodeau's due for sacks. Daniel Jones is due for a 3-touchdown game. It's going to happen.
I don't know.
It's going to happen.
Never heard of
it. I know. It sounds crazy. Bellinger back, can block. We're going to score 31 points. That exact score that Sergeant said, 31-23.
You have the same score?
Flash it up. I think I said it I might have to go back to tape on Tuesday, but that's what I said on Tuesday. I had 30 plus. People were like flabbergasted. And I think Aziz come back, the energy is going to be fucking great in the building. The vibe is going to be high. We win, and we win not convincingly, but we finally put up 30 plus points and show what we could do. Come on, we need Bellinger back.
I love the enthusiasm. Speaking of that building, Spiro and myself will be there the following Sunday for the Giants-Eagles game, December 11th. To be determined if he's sitting with me. He may or may not be sitting with me. Can we tell them what you have on the table here? The kind of guy that's this says so much about the kind of guy that Spiro is, by the way.
We won't name any names, but there's a possibility that I could be sitting in very, very good seats. But
bouge.
Yeah, very bouge seats. Bouge. But that possibility, we have potentially a third person coming. So we have 2 seats in the bougie seats. So I, like a great friend that I am willing to sacrifice my ticket to sit with, well, first of all, sit with my great buddy Jeff over here.
Well, I'm no slouch.
Yes, you're no slouch. This is if there was a plan B, it's the best plan B ever. But I'm that nice of a guy that I want my friend to come. I said you can go up in the bouge seats. I'll sit with amongst the people with my boy Jeff, and we'll all have a good time. So, but Jeff's just like, wait a minute, I don't know if I want to do that to you.
I'm pretty sure my extra ticket is still available. So if you want to put it, you give me an answer by tomorrow. Put some hard thought into this.
Okay.
And if you are willing to really do that for your other friend, my ticket is free. Well, it's probably free for the other way too, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
what a life you live.
I know
what
somebody who knows somebody.
Yeah. So either way,
listen, long story short, come tailgate with us though.
That's where I was going. That's what's really important is the tailgate. We will figure out. We'll be tweeting out what lot we'll be in. We will be. We'll go live from the parking lot for a minute. Send some videos from the parking lot. Just from our phone, nothing fancy. Okay. We just do it on.
We're not like them talking Giants guys who have this crazy sick setup.
No, but we do like to join them.
But we will hang with them.
Yeah. If they're gonna feed me, and if Snacks is gonna throw Captain Morgan down my face, then I'll stop by.
Couple shots, please.
The other thing, if the Giants win challenge, by the way, updated. Yes. Giants are 7-0 when we do it. 0-4 when we don't. How ridiculous is that? We're doing it.
I think we're pretty good at this.
We're doing it.
I think we're pretty good.
Correct me if I'm wrong. If the Giants win, we have to share embarrassing childhood photos. Is it Christmas photos or is it photos?
Funny. It doesn't have to be necessarily terribly embarrassing. Just a funny photo. It should be. Find your most embarrassing photo. A little throwback Thursday for the people. We will share a picture of each of us if the Giants win, and we will move to 8-0. And we'll just take the team on our fucking backs while we're at it too.
if that's what we have to fucking do, then that's what we'll do.
Let's go.
Now I got to look for some stupid old pictures.
I know. I really got to dig now.
I've got some bad ones, like short little shorts flexing with my chicken arms.
Bring it out. Chicken arms. Moved too many times. I don't know where the hell the photos are, but I'm going to find them for you, and I'm sure they'll be embarrassing with my curly ass hair. Listen, we missed our boy Eli. Eli, He's a little under the weather. The it caught him too. It got him. I don't know what it is. E, we love you. We miss you, and we hope you come back on Tuesday. Do you have anything else, Jeff? Are we gonna? You have anything else on your mind here on this fabulous?
Just go Giants. Maybe we'll put out a little a video before the game. We'll be hyped before the game. But again, if you're going to the Eagles game, DM us or look for our tweets, and we'll let you know where we'll be hanging out. We'll definitely look forward to meeting you guys and partying with you in the parking lot. But follow New York Revival on Twitter if you haven't done so already. That is Mr. Glass Half Full Spiro, my man, on behalf of Eli Rax, aka Vibes, and I am El Jefe. Thanks for spending your Friday afternoon. Yes, sir.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Go USA.
Oh,
Let's go USA. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
10 a.m. tomorrow. Kegs and eggs. Get your shit ready. Let's go. Let's go USA. Come on, baby. I believe that we will win. Come on.
Oh, there's Eli. Eli's in the chat. What's up, my dude? We love you, Eli. And that's it, right? That's the show.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Go USA. Go Big Blue.
Giants are winning. Look forward to some embarrassing pictures of the Revival as children.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Peace.